All right, so first of all, I want to thank you all for joining us online today. This is an online-only event, so there's not too many folks here in the hall, but I hope that you're enjoying watching from the comfort of your home, hopefully. We opened with the Mozart Bassoon Concerto in B-flat, and this was believed to be his first solo for wind instrument, and historians also have reason to believe that there were 5 concertos written for bassoon by Mozart. However, this is the only one that survives today. Delinquent publishers or a number of reasons that we've lost those other 4 over the years. But this has actually become one of the most popular solos in the bassoon repertoire. And Mozart wrote it when he was 18 years old, and it features many of the inherent qualities of the bassoon, such as the agility and the ability to do trills, also its singing quality. The first movement was a classic rondo, or sonata form rather, and features a lot of conversation between the solo and the accompanist, in this case piano, and showcases those factors of the bassoon like the agility and the trills. The second movement is a much more lyrical section, allowing the bassoon to show its cantabile or singing style, yet still with some of the elaborate ornamentations that we heard in the first movement. And the third movement is in the minuet style, very light, almost playful in this case, and once again showing alternating between the theme and sort of the flashy embellishments by the bassoon. Now, the trombone was around during Mozart's time and before, but was not really considered a solo instrument. Although Mozart did write a prominent part for it in his Requiem, but it was not an instrument that would have concertos written for it. So as trombonists, if we like to play music from classical era or before in the Baroque period, we have to borrow from other instruments, and we typically borrow from cello or bassoon as they have the same range, same register, and there's such wonderful works for those instruments by Bach and Mozart and others. So the trombone has some similarities to the bassoon, very similar range. However, obviously there are some differences, some challenges in the trombone with the trills and the agility. So this is a wonderful opportunity, though, for myself and other trombonists to perform works by Mozart that we wouldn't otherwise get to do. So for the rest of our program, we're going to perform pieces that were actually written for trombone, although I will not be playing one of them on trombone. There will also be a French theme here for the next 3 pieces. The next piece is Deux, Danses, written by Jean-Michel Defaye. And Jean-Michel Defaye was born in 1932. He studied at the Paris Conservatoire from the age of 10, studied piano and composition, music theory. One of his teachers was Nadia Boulanger, who was indeed one of the most influential musicians of the 20th century, whose influence was far beyond France to composers all over the world, including the United States. And he wrote this for trombonist Gabriel Masson, who then later, the first recording of the piece was actually played by Defaye on piano and Masson on trombone. And Defaye won several prestigious composition prizes, including this premier second Prix de Rome when he was just 20 years old. This piece, Deux, Danses, or Two Dances, is in 2 movements, 2 dances. The first is the Danse Sacrée, which is a very lyrical, very melodic piece that allows the trombone to show its cantabile style. And the second movement, Danse Profane, is a much more lively, fast, it's in the rhythm of a samba, and requires a little bit more technical agility from the trombone. Both movements test the upper limits of the trombone register. So here is Jean-Michel Defaye's Deux, Danses. All right, so I'm going to switch to euphonium for the next piece. This is a piece that was written for trombone, actually, by Joseph Edouard Barat. We're going to start to notice a theme of the Paris Conservatory. So Barat also attended the Paris Conservatory quite a few decades before Defaye. He was born in 1882, rather. And he studied with several influential composers of the time, including Paul Vidal, who also wrote a couple works for solo trombone, several of which are still popular in the repertoire today. And Barat also served as a band leader in the French army, and so that was partially what developed his affinity and his talent for writing for wind instruments in particular. This piece, Andante and Allegro, was written for the annual trombone competition at the Conservatory in 1935, and it was dedicated to the then trombone professor at the Conservatory, Henri. And he was also the solo trombonist of the Paris Opera at the time. This piece gives a great contrast. It's short, but it gives a nice contrast between the Andante, which is a lyrical, melodic, fluid piece, still with some embellishments and some technical demands, and then the fast, almost fanfare-like second movement, the Allegro. And this is also very frequently performed on euphonium today. It's become a popular piece for euphonium players. The range is the same. Some of the factors that actually make it challenging on trombone lend themselves quite well to the euphonium, and this also gives it a little different character and different sonority than it would in the trombone. So here is Barat's Andante and Allegro. All right, so we have one more piece for you, once again by a French composer. Henri Tomasi also attended the Paris Conservatory. He really mirrored Defaye's career path in many ways. I should say Defaye mirrored his. Tomasi came before Defaye. He was born in 1901. He was from Marseille, and he also studied from a young age, starting at 16 at the Paris Conservatory. Also studied with Paul Vidal, like, as Barat did. And he won the Grand Prix de Rome at the age of 26. This concerto was written in 1956 and has really become a staple in the trombone repertoire. The three movements provide a great contrast and allow the trombone to really show off a lot of its capabilities and inherent qualities. The first movement, Andante e Scherzo Valse, begins with a very rhythmically free section that allows the trombone to sort of exert its power, but also its lyrical side. And the section that follows is a very lyrical, sort of melodic, but also a bit of a more modern style, modern tonality. The first movement finishes with a waltz, and the second movement, Nocturne, alternates between two different sections. First, a very kind of haunting, rather somber, slow but lyrical melody. And then sort of a quasi-blues section, which gives the piece a little bit of a hint of a bit of swing to it. And the end of the second movement ends with cup mute, as did the two dances. But the cup mute gives even more of a sort of distant, maybe reflective mood for the end of the second movement. The last movement, Tambourine, is very lively, features some South American influenced rhythms, a great deal of syncopation, allows some virtuosity from the trombone and the accompaniment. And at the end, there's a coda where it sort of takes off, gains momentum, and almost becomes a little bit of this frantic sort of race to the finish between the trombone solo and the piano or the orchestra. And ends with a big finale. Before we play the last piece, a few folks I would like to thank. First of all, Dr. Ina Mircheva-Blevins for her wonderful piano playing. It's been wonderful playing with you. I'd also like to thank Dr. Alan Carr for his wonderful guidance and coaching on the music, and also Dr. Mark Jenkins, the euphonium professor here. And then all the folks that you can't see running the sound equipment, making this possible to stream to you so that even though you can't be here, you can watch it. And finally, thanks to you for joining us from wherever you might be. We know you could be anywhere today doing anything, so I appreciate you tuning in and watching this. So here is our last piece, the Trombone Concerto by Henri Tomasi.
Thank you.